It says here you work as a wedding singer.
I was.
How many ended in divorce? If I were you, I'd phone up the War Department, volunteer your services, because you've just invented a new form of torture. I'll give you a tip for future auditions. Don't. I don't mean to be unkind, but you have one of the worst singing voices possibly in Miami. I don't want to be rude, but you could be the worst singer in New York. Don't take this personally, but...
Oh, please.
No, I mean it. You're one of the worst singers I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, awful.
It's bizarre.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's a no?
No.
No.
Thank you for seeing us anyway.
Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
It looked like the before, during and after of Weight Watchers.
You're the one I be seeing in my dreams. You want to hear the chorus?
No, I couldn't hear anymore. Okay. Best singer in America.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I can honestly say you are the worst singer in America.
Really?
Truthfully...
Well, that's my first audition, so...
Well, I'm not surprised, and it should be your last. That way.
I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say.
I do.
Simon?
Tara, there is only one resemblance you have to Mariah Carey, and that is your hair. You have one of the worst voices I've ever heard. Truthfully. It is absolutely terrible. You can't sing. It's just the idea of living next to you lot. No, look, it was bad enough when you started, then your husband kicked in, and then Otto and his sister. I think every note was out of tune, to be honest with you.
Have you ever seen me this upset?
Yes. 15,000 people applied in Cleveland, and yet the odds of you getting through are 1,000,000 to 1. For me, that whole audition was something I would expect to hear outside Magic Mountain at Disney. I thought it was a stage review.
I cannot believe
so
this.
for me, Desmond, I'm going to say no.
I didn't say I was Ricky Martin. I didn't say I had the body.
Let me say, wait.
I hope
Okay,
so.
Can I say something to you? Shush. Because I think we're going to need to end this. What's very interesting is you are where you are now for one reason and one reason only. You are a loser. All right, Andrew, what do you think I'm going to say to you?
No.
Correct. Goodbye.
Thank you, Andrew.
I'm going for lunch.
Thanks very much. A bit rude, isn't it?
Oh, I haven't got time for that.
So rude.
So rude.
Unnecessary.
Noel, if the judging criteria or the voting criteria here was to vote people through for managing to sing every note out of tune, you would win tonight. That is how bad it was. I'm sorry, it was absolutely excruciating. From start, middle and finish. Well, the good news is you made your brother sound good. I've got absolutely no idea why you've had any encouragement whatsoever. It's about as bad as it can possibly get.
No, I have no professional training of singing or dancing, so...
Well, there's the surprise of the century. That was terrible.
Really?
Oh, dreadful.
A moment like this.
Ooh.
What happened? Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's a weird place to stop.
Oh.
No, I'm glad you did. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I can do this. I know I can.
No, you can't. You have one of the worst voices I've ever heard in my life.
So...
But the image is hideous.
It's hideous.
Hideous.
Probably one of the best ones we've seen.
I didn't like it. You better hope there's a lot of girls listening to this with the volume turned down.
I'm fun, I'm exciting, and I'm different.
Well, I'll agree with the third. You couldn't win this competition if you were the only person in it in a million years. Stephen, I mean, I've heard some weird auditions in my life, but I've got to tell you, that is possibly the weirdest I've ever heard in my life. I mean, it was like a one-year-old singing that song. I thought it was terrible. When your guitar lit up like something out of a fairground with that horrendous solo, and then, of course, the singing was even worse than the guitar playing. If you were to progress in this competition and, God forbid, win, I think you could single-handedly close down the show.
You nasty man.
No?
No, it didn't work, sweetheart.
I have a degree in vocal performance.
All right, Brenna, it's a no, darling.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Is there anything that I can do to improve?
Leave.
Yes.
What?
How dare you? What? This
Why?
girl can sing. She's got a great bloody voice.
And who's going to buy our records? It's a no. Emma,
I
look,
mean, this
with
song,
the greatest of
this
respect.
song is a really lovely song.
Not, but Emma, it is a beautiful song when you're not singing it. I used to have a couple of cleaners who sang like you do. We can't put somebody through who can't sing a note in tune.
What note would you like to hear?
Ellie, I don't think it was the right song for your voice. It didn't show off your voice so much. You're not going to win, but you've all had a nice night out, haven't you? And I think, well, no, I was being nice here. I think that yes, yeah, I'm trying to be more positive here. Quickly.
So I look like a man?
No. You don't look like a man. You look like a man dressed as a woman.
So I look like a drag?
You do a bit. You have no talent, Simon.
You're mean. Especially you, Simon. You other two are nice. You. Bye. Bye.
Oh, Scott, it was dreadful. No, really dreadful. And I'm saying that to be kind because you will never, ever, ever have a career in singing.
I don't believe you.
I'm telling you.
I don't believe you.
I'm telling you.
Well, you can tell me all you want, but I won't believe you.
Remember these words, you're not a singer. There is a difference between being confident and deluded, and you fall, unfortunately, into the latter. No one would pay to see you perform.
I know a lot of people who'd pay at least a tenner to see me.
I know a lot of people who'd pay not to hear you, Ashwin.
Whatever.
There's a
no one would
problem with
understand
your
a single
diction.
word.
I'm just trying to say that, Simon.
Or you
Right,
sell a
George?
record with subtitles.
I can sing.
Yes, not in tune. You haven't got a 10 out of 10 voice. At best, I would give you 2.5.
Can I do something else?
Leave. I think you've been reincarnated.
No, come on.
I do. I think you've been reincarnated. What do you do for a living?
Work in a factory packing envelopes.
Together?
Yeah.
Okay, look, at least you're probably good at that. I mean...
Think, believe right now.
And on that note...
I think you should leave right now.
Well, first of all, why did you bother applauding? Because that was pathetic. I mean, seriously pathetic.
Something I could improve on or anything? Or...
Yes, don't sing again. Oh. The only decent thing about that audition was the end. One of the worst we've ever heard.
It really was.
Hideous.
Okay.
You just killed every cat in Denver. No, sweetheart.
Come on, you've got to give me a chance. Someone gave you a chance once.
No, but I was good at what I did. Yes, you have personality, but dogs have personality. the audition, if I'm being honest with you, was horrible.
But a slow glowing dream in a world made of steel, made of stone.
Thank you. No.
No?
No, it wasn't good.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Okay, thanks.
Bye. No competition. That was so awful. It was beyond description, David. Victor, you are a terrible singer. You are a terrible dancer. You have no charisma.
Terrible.
I mean, everything...
No charisma?
No. I'm not being rude, but you were that bad, honestly. I mean, my pen has got more charisma. It's just nothing. I'm going to have to say no.
I've always been a dreamer. I've spent my life running around.
Jenna, that line says it all. I've always been a dreamer. That was absolutely appalling. Christopher, I mean, let me just put this into perspective. If you were to win and sing a song, you would kill the American record industry. Harry, if I was looking to hire a rug, I would hire you 1 out of 4.
1 out of 4?
You still got the confidence. Looks, personality, talent, no. Stephen, I mean, just awful, really.
Just awful?
Yeah, honestly.
I've been told different.
By who? That was extraordinary.
Thanks.
That wasn't a compliment, Jackie. No, it sounded like you were screaming at a neighbour at the end. Weird. I mean, seriously weird.
Yes or no?
No. Girls, individually you sound horrendous. Together you sound even worse. I don't think anyone will ever pay to hear you sing.
I knew you were waiting. I knew you were waiting for me.
Can I stop this?
Why?
Because I'm bored out of my mind. You look a little odd, your dancing is terrible, the singing was horrendous, and you look like one of those creatures that live in the jungle with those massive eyes. If you want to achieve what you want to achieve, you will not do it with your voice. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay. Not in a billion years. There are only so many words I can drag out of my vocabulary to say how awful that was.
It's just, I have a really dry throat, and I'm nervous.
Amy, you could lie in a bath with your mouth open and you still wouldn't sing.
it.
But it's true!
Stop it!
And if I'm being honest with you, if you walked into a record company, if you got in, I think they'd throw you out even before you sang. Keith.
Yeah?
Last year I described someone as being the worst singer in America. I think you're possibly the worst singer in the world, based on that performance. And I'm absolutely serious. I've never, ever heard anything like that in my life. Ever. I'm going to stop you there, Cynthia. Because you're right, that wasn't dreadful and it wasn't horrible. It was absolutely ghastly.
It was really that bad.
Worse than you think. How well do you think you did?
I think I really did great.
Oh.
Can I tell you what I thought, Rosa?
Sure.
Your audition was horrendous.
Horrendous?
Horrendous with a capital H. I mean, even your dog is struggling to get out of the room right now.
No, he's struggling to come to me.
No, he's not. Not after that, he's not. Trust me.
I say no for Hollywood. You're not ready yet.
Paula?
Unfortunately, you're not ready yet.
Unfortunately, I don't think you'll ever be ready. There is as much chance of you being a pop star or a rock star as me flying to the moon tomorrow morning for breakfast. It's never going to happen, Raj. You taking singing lessons?
Very few.
Who's your teacher?
There was this lady up in Montana.
Do you have a lawyer?
No, I don't have a lawyer.
Right. Get a lawyer and sue her. I mean, out of 10, what would you give yourself?
I'll give myself a 10.
Well, I'd give you 1. My advice would be, if you want to pursue a career in the music business, don't. What was that? When you entered this competition, did you really believe that you could become what you're standing on now, the American Idol?
Yes, sir.
Well, then you're deaf. Thanks. Bye-bye.